Are you over 60 and waking up with sharp, twisting leg cramps? You're not alone, and it's not just old age. These painful spasms are your body's way of screaming for help. The truth is, most seniors are missing 5 essential vitamins that keep your muscles strong, nerves connected, and legs stable. Once you know what they are and how to fix the deficiency, you can finally enjoy peaceful sleep, steady movement, and the confidence to stay active without fear of your legs giving out. Let's break it down. Vitamin number 1, vitamin D, the muscle commander. Vitamin D, yeah, that humble little nutrient that sounds like it belongs in a dusty corner of your supplement cabinet, is actually what I call the muscle commander, not the muscle assistant, not the intern, the commander. Because when it comes to how your legs feel, how fast you react, and whether you can balance on a curb without doing the wobble dance, this vitamin is quietly calling all the shots. So if you've been feeling like your legs weigh a ton after just walking across the room, or if stairs are suddenly your worst enemy, your body might be sending an SOS. One of the most overlooked reasons behind those sluggish, shaky legs, a vitamin D deficiency, and it's way more common than people think, especially as we age. Now, most of us grew up hearing that vitamin D is all about bones. You need it for strong bones, drink your milk, go play outside, yada yada. It's not just about bone density. Vitamin D plays a massive role in your muscle health, and the science on this is kind of wild. It helps your body synthesize protein. That's what your muscles literally build themselves out of. And it improves the communication between your nervous system and your muscles, kind of like upgrading from dial-up internet to fiber optic. When you're low on vitamin D, your muscles start losing their ability to respond quickly and efficiently. Specifically, your fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones responsible for those sudden movements like catching yourself when you trip or changing direction, start to fade. And here's the really alarming part. This doesn't happen all at once. It creeps in. You might not even notice it at first. You just feel slower, clumsier. Your legs feel like they're wrapped in invisible sandbags. And by the time you're noticing frequent stumbles or your muscles take forever to recover after a walk, your body's already deep in deficit mode. There was a study that tracked people with healthy vitamin D levels versus those who were deficient, and the difference was shocking. The ones with enough vitamin D had stronger muscle fibers, better coordination, and were far less likely to experience falls. It's like night and day, just from making sure this one nutrient is on your radar. Now, if you're wondering whether you might be running low, check in with your body. Heavy legs? Check. Struggling with stairs? Check. Muscle aches that seem to never fully go away? Yep. How about feeling wobbly, especially at night or after getting up quickly? Another red flag. And don't forget slow recovery after any physical activity. That's a classic sign. But the good news is, this isn't hard to fix. Start small. Aim for 15 to 30 minutes of early morning sunlight. That's your body's best natural source of vitamin D. Just let it soak in. If that's not an option because, well, clouds are life, try adding some salmon to your meals a couple of times a week. And if your doctor gives the green light, consider a vitamin D supplement in the range of 800 to 1,000 IUs daily. It's a tiny change that can make a massive difference. Vitamin number 2, vitamin B12, the nerve protector. Vitamin B12 is one of those nutrients that quietly runs the show behind the scenes until it doesn't. And when it stops doing its job, the results can feel like your body's glitching in slow motion. The scary part? Most people don't even realize it's happening until things start to go seriously sideways. See, I call B12 the nerve protector because while it may not have the flashiness of vitamin C or the celebrity reputation of D, this little powerhouse is absolutely essential for keeping your nerves in fighting shape, especially the ones that control your legs. Without it, the communication line between your brain and your muscles starts to break down. It's like trying to make a phone call with a frayed wire. The signal cuts out, things don't connect, and suddenly your legs aren't responding the way they used to. Not in a dramatic gotcha way, but in a real life, this is why it's tricky way. B12 deficiency doesn't just hit you like a truck, it creeps in, slowly. quietly. At first, you might feel a little off balance. Then maybe you notice some tingling in your feet or a strange heaviness in your legs after a walk. You shrug it off. Normal aging, right? Nope. That's what makes this deficiency so dangerous. Now, the symptoms are subtle at first, so it's easy to miss. But over time, things escalate. Weakness, burning sensations, sudden zaps of pain in your legs, these are all signs your nerves are suffering. And the longer it goes untreated, the more damage gets done. Now let's talk about why this happens in the first place, because yes, you can eat a good diet and still end up deficient. As we get older, our stomachs stop producing as much acid, and we need that acid to absorb B12 from food. So even if you're eating meat or dairy regularly, your body might not be extracting the B12 it needs. That's why this deficiency becomes so common after the age of 60. And yes, it hits both meat lovers and vegetarians alike. So how do you know if B12 might be running low? Keep an eye out for some of these red flags: tingling or burning sensations in your legs and feet, legs that feel weirdly heavy or like they're lagging behind the rest of your body, sharp stabbing pains that seem to come out of nowhere, or just feeling unsteady, like your legs don't quite trust the floor anymore. The good news is, fixing this doesn't have to be complicated. This week, make one small change. Add a B12-rich food to your day. Maybe that's a hard-boiled egg in the morning. Maybe it's a small piece of lean meat at lunch. Or if you're plant-based, grab a glass of B12-fortified almond or soy milk. And if you're over 65, it might be time to talk to your doctor about a B12 supplement, because a lot of seniors genuinely do better with higher doses. This isn't just about fixing tingles, it's about making sure your legs, your nerves, and your whole body stay responsive, steady, and strong. Vitamin number 3, magnesium, the cramp crusher. Magnesium doesn't get nearly enough credit. It's not flashy, it's not trendy. No one's putting magnesium in glowing letters on a smoothie bowl. But let me tell you, if you've ever been jolted out of a dead sleep by one of those soul-snatching leg cramps that makes you leap out of bed like the floor's on fire, this is the mineral your muscles are begging for. I call it the cramp crusher, because that's exactly what it does. Magnesium is the master behind every single muscle movement you make, from walking to stretching to that awkward little dance you do when you step on a cold tile. It helps your muscles contract and, here's the key, relax. That last part, super important. When you're low on magnesium, your muscles get the go signal but never hear stop. So they just keep firing, clenching up, and bam, you're curled up in bed clutching your leg like it betrayed you. And here's where things get downright annoying. One of the biggest reasons magnesium deficiency is so common, especially in older adults, isn't just diet. It's medication. Yep. Some of the most commonly prescribed drugs, diuretics, blood pressure meds, and those proton pump inhibitors that help with heartburn, they all slowly drain your magnesium stores. And nobody tells you this. There's no little warning label that says, "Oh, by the way, this pill might rob your muscles of the one thing keeping them from turning into steel traps at 2 a.m. So you take the meds, go about your life, and then one day your leg seizes up during the night and you're limping into the kitchen like a cowboy in an old western. It's not old age, it's not bad luck. It's probably just your body screaming, "Hey, magnesium please?" Here's the beautiful part, and I mean this sincerely, fixing it can be stupidly simple. I've heard from tons of people who went from suffering nightly leg cramps to sleeping like a baby just by getting their magnesium levels back on track. No fancy equipment, no complicated regimens, just a little nutritional tune-up, and their muscles finally remembered how to chill out. So what should you look out for if magnesium's running low? Those sudden nighttime cramps are a big one, obviously, but also keep an eye out for muscle twitches during the day, restless leg syndrome that keeps you pacing at night, and that frustrating fatigue in your legs that doesn't go away even after you've been resting. Morning stiffness is another sneaky one. You wake up feeling like your legs rusted overnight. So tonight, grab a small handful of pumpkin seeds or almonds before bed. Both are packed with magnesium and can help ease those muscle contractions while you sleep. If you want to go a little further, toss some spinach or other leafy greens into your meals this week. It's not a magic trick. It's just giving your body what it's been quietly asking for. Trust me, your legs will thank you at 3 a.m. Vitamin number 4, potassium. The balance keeper. Potassium is one of those minerals that everyone's heard of, but hardly anyone really understands. Most people think, oh yeah, bananas have it, right? And that's about as deep as the conversation goes. But let me tell you, when it comes to your legs, especially staying strong and stable as you age, potassium is a total game changer. I like to call it the balance keeper because that's exactly what it does. It keeps everything steady, calm, and under control. Now here's the thing about potassium. It doesn't work alone. It's a team player. It tags in with magnesium to help your muscles contract and relax the way they're supposed to. But potassium has a little specialty. It's your frontline defense against those sneaky random muscle cramps. You know the ones, the kind that show up uninvited just as you're dozing off or reaching for the TV remote. When your potassium is low, your muscles struggle to maintain the right fluid balance. And when that balance goes out the window, so does your comfort. But wait, there's more. Potassium isn't just good for your muscles. It actually does something a lot of people don't expect. It helps protect your bones. Yep, you read that right. Potassium helps neutralize acids in your body that can slowly eat away at bone density. So by getting enough of it, you're not just keeping your legs cramp-free, you're also keeping the bones inside them solid and strong. That's double-duty support, and it's happening quietly in the background, if and only if you're getting enough of it. The tricky part? Most seniors aren't. And it's not because they're eating all the wrong things. Sometimes it's just that the body becomes less efficient at absorbing and holding onto minerals as we age. The signs of potassium deficiency can be subtle at first, so they often get written off as just getting older. You might notice your legs shaking a little when you stand for too long, or maybe they start to feel stiff and uncooperative when you're walking around the house. These aren't just random annoyances, they're your muscles sending a very polite, very potassium-themed distress signal. Some other clues? More frequent cramps, especially after you've been active. That weird stiffness in your legs that makes you lift your feet like you're wearing invisible ankle weights. Or just feeling way more tired than you should be after something as simple as a trip to the store. If that sounds familiar, potassium might be the missing piece. Now here's something easy you can do starting tomorrow. Just add one potassium-rich food to every meal. Not all at once, just a little with each meal. Have a banana with breakfast, throw a baked sweet potato into your lunch, and maybe mash up some avocado with dinner. And fun fact, a baked potato with the skin actually has more potassium than a banana. So don't sleep on the spud. A few tiny food tweaks and you could start noticing your legs feeling steadier, stronger, and way less twitchy. That's the power of the balance keeper doing its thing, quietly but effectively. Vitamin number 5, vitamin C, the muscle repairer. Vitamin C probably isn't the first thing that comes to mind when you think about leg strength. Most people just associate it with orange juice and cold season. But for your legs, it's low-key one of the most powerful allies you've got. I like to call it the muscle repairer, because behind the scenes, it's doing way more than just keeping sniffles away. It's rebuilding and reinforcing the very tissue that keeps you moving. The magic of vitamin C lies in its role as a collagen booster. Now, collagen isn't just for plump skin and beauty commercials. It's the protein that acts like scaffolding for your muscles, joints, and tendons. It keeps your legs bendy, springy, and strong. As you age, your natural collagen production starts to take a nosedive. That's why so many people start noticing joint stiffness, slower recovery, and muscles that feel like they need an extra day just to bounce back after a simple walk around the block. And get this, new research found that older adults who get more vitamin C actually have more muscle mass. One study even showed that women with the highest vitamin C intake had up to 3% more muscle than those getting the least. That might sound small, but when you're losing up to 1% of your muscle every year after 50, it adds up fast. Over time, that's the difference between bounding upstairs and gripping the railing like it's the edge of a cliff. But that's not all vitamin C's up to. It also tackles inflammation in muscle tissues. The kind that makes your legs ache when you haven't done anything particularly strenuous. Ever felt like your muscles are mad at you for just existing? That's where vitamin C can swoop in like a chill older cousin who knows how to de-escalate drama. It eases the tension in your joints and muscles so you're not waking up every day feeling like you slept inside a cement mixer. The signs that your body needs more of this stuff can be subtle. Maybe your legs are stiff every morning and it takes a hot shower and 2 cups of coffee before you start walking like a human again. Maybe you're constantly sore even after a basic stroll through the grocery store. Maybe your knees crackle like an old vinyl record, or you've started bruising way too easily from bumping into, well, everything. If any of that sounds familiar, your body might just be asking for more vitamin C. Politely, of course. So tomorrow morning, toss a citrus fruit on your plate. Slice up an orange, grab a grapefruit, or go full tropical with a kiwi. Later in the day, sneak in some bell peppers or strawberries. No pressure to turn into a gourmet chef here, just a few slices next to whatever you're already eating. These are some of the most vitamin C-rich foods you can find, and they actually taste good. Do that consistently, and your legs might just start moving like they remember the good old days, when you didn't need a pep talk just to stand up. Here's the beautiful part, Lee. These vitamins don't work alone. They're like a dream team. Vitamin D helps your muscles absorb calcium, magnesium, and potassium tag team to keep your muscles moving smoothly. B12 keeps those nerve signals firing correctly, and vitamin C holds it all together with strength and flexibility. Miss just one, things start falling out of sync. But when they're all in balance, your legs start to feel strong, steady, and ready again. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. Just pick one thing, one vitamin that stood out to you. Maybe it was the morning stiffness or those annoying nighttime cramps. Whatever it was, start there. Add one food, one habit, one small shift today, and build on it week by week. So here's your challenge. Drop a comment below and tell me which vitamin you're starting with. Say it out loud, claim it, own it. That one simple action could be the moment your legs start getting stronger again. Your legs have carried you through so much already. Now it's time to give them what they need to carry you through everything still to come. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs it. Let's get stronger together.